Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. All right, what's happening?
We're drinking bourbon.
Oh, we're drinking bourbon.
We have
a special guest. Oh, we've already had a special guest.
the frog.
Yeah.
But no, so we've got a bourbon today that we both are big fans of.
We are.
Bam! Eagle Rare. I think most people are fans of Eagle Rare. I don't know if I've met somebody who doesn't like it.
I actually have, but
Really?
so Eagle Rare falls into that category of hard to find because it is a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah.
And because I can't find it, I hate everything they make, is a sentiment that
Some people have.
some people have. But it also speaks, we each went on vacation this last year.
Mm-hmm.
And when we landed in our various spots around the country, you went to a liquor store, you bought a bottle of Eagle Rare as your kind of daily driver.
Yeah, driver.
Maybe the
This is a little
phrase,
something to sip on while I'm cruising down the road.
maybe the phrasing needs a little polishing,
Yeah.
but I also grabbed a bottle of Eagle Rare as my daily
Yeah, kind of your vacation whiskey.
Vacation whiskey, because we both happen to go places where it was on the shelf and we don't normally see it anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little more rare.
In Buffalo, Minnesota, where we think it's being locked away in like storerooms and not being sold for no good reason.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy.
So this is a 90 proof, 10-year-old, age stated. I don't know why they used to have a little 10-year thing on the front, and now they hide it on the back, which I don't know why they would do that.
So I've heard a lot of theories about that. One of the theories was the age statement was gonna go away, and there was an outcry, legitimately so, saying, hey, even though it's hard to find, we still want it to be a 10-year.
Yeah, don't
do that to us. And so Buffalo Trace is in a tough spot. You know, too many people want to buy their product. Clearly, they would have had to have known about the demand 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
To figure that out. Are there other products that have such lead times as bourbon, where you have to make decisions years in advance?
Yeah, I mean, that's the difficult part. Yeah.
If you're an accountant at Buffalo Trace,
trying to figure out how much Eagle Rare to push out, forecast what you're going to need 10 years from now.
Because you don't want too much where it sits on the shelf and gets marked down, and you know.
Yeah.
So.
You know, this one, speaking of it getting marked down or marked up or whatever, on average, this is around $40 now.
Yep. And it's occasionally on the shelf. At a decent liquor store.
Occasionally. I think it's less and less now recently.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
I've heard people complain about $40 because I think this used to be like $25, $30, like back before all the hype happened, certainly before you and I were into bourbon. And so people tend to like to complain that this is going for $40, but to be perfectly honest,
this is one of the few bourbons that I will say I think this is way underpriced.
Yeah.
Not based on quality of the taste.
At
because
25 to 30 was way underpriced.
Yeah, because this is a 10-year bourbon. And there's tons and tons of good bourbons that are 8 years, 9 years. The age statement should command a premium, I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, so there's Russell's Reserve 10-year.
Yeah, good example.
Great bourbon.
Yep.
That's $35 to $40 normal price, and nobody complains about that.
Right.
And I think the problem is that it's always been that price. But when something used to be cheaper and then it got a little more expensive, people tend to, I think, be a little more offended by that or whatever. And I don't know, but I think $40 is fair for this, to be honest.
It's got some rich caramel notes, almost like cherry caramel notes.
Yeah, I can see that, and it's got some nice barrel char, some oak to it.
Definitely. Yep.
10 years, you're gonna get that.
So another thing curious about this is Eagle Rare used to be a distillery, and it was bought by Buffalo Trace at some point, and this is quite a while ago.
They used to be 101 proof.
Yeah, and proof was different. It was actually a different whiskey altogether. And it was folded into the Buffalo Trace line. I'm curious, Buffalo Trace has recently made some other acquisitions. So who knows where the future goes for them.
Don't you dare take away my early times bottled in bond.
Well, it'll probably be coming back in a different,
Don't change
version.
anything about it. It's a perfect bourbon the way it is. Price point, quality, everything's just fine.
Well, you have to drive 700 miles to get it.
That's fine. Just leave it as it is. Anyway, the other thing about Eagle Rare is it used to be single barrel. And now, from what I understand with the way that they bottle it, it's about as close to a single barrel as you can get, but it can't legally be a single barrel because sometimes there's a little bit from the previous barrel that sneaks its way in. And I don't know exactly what their process is, but some of them actually are. They just can't label them. So
Sure.
point is that you're going to get some variation from bottle to bottle of this.
But it's not, but it's not 1,000 bottle small batch or whatever.
Right.
Like
I
some
think
of them.
how they do it is it's barreled almost like a single barrel, but whatever's left in the line that goes into the next bottling. And so there's, maybe out of each bottling, there's 90% one barrel and 10% another barrel, but it's not a big, large batch or anything like that. So,
All right,
let's get into it here.
Almond shortbread note, which is not something I normally get on this.
Yeah, there's something a little different. This is the only bottle I have open of this. I haven't had a bottle open in a while just because I've had somebody already open bottles on the shelf. I just haven't gotten around to it. So that's why I want to do the review actually. It's just to uncork and then have this open so I can sip on it.
But then that means you're going to drink it.
But I think when I get to a certain point with this one, open up another one and do like a side by side.
Well, I've got one open because this one really is coming across as it's a lot.
This is a little, this one is a little different.
It's coming across sweeter, lighter.
Yeah, lighter, definitely. It's interesting because we were just talking about how there's going to be some variation in. It maybe has been a few months since I've had a pour of Eagle Rare, but yeah, I'm definitely noticing a difference on this one.
Lower pepper. There's some strong wood sugars. It's got a lot of sweetness, like more sweetness than I was expecting. Like this is significantly sweeter than your typical Buffalo Trace. Same mash bill, younger, obviously.
Yeah? Well, we could find out. Here. Let's do a little side by side. So these are both mash bill 1. I think Buffalo Trace is said to be around 8 years.
6 to 8? I think 8 years is.
I read on their website, I think they try to push it closer to 8. Now, I don't know if that's maybe changed a little bit.
I'm wondering if that's kind of as they're trying to meet demand.
Rinse it. You can definitely smell the dishwasher in the glass.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you get that. Or at least in this glass, which I wasn't getting on the other ones, but. Do its little roll around the table here.
Oh no, showing off.
Fancy stuff, right?
Fancy stuff.
Let's get these next to each other.
Well, mine's on the left.
Okay.
Oh.
Now I'm mixing and matching here. Yeah, there's definitely.
The prominent note for me was almond. And I don't remember ever getting that on Eagle Rare or Buffalo Trace.
I don't either. We typically get that on like Weeders, like Maker's Mark.
I was trying not to say that, but like, if I didn't know any better, I would have guessed Weller line, like different mash bill. And
do you know what's interesting?
This better be interesting.
Is now that you bring that up, one night my wife and I were down here just having a few drinks, and she was having me go in the other room, and then she would pick a bourbon and do a pour.
Still not interesting.
It's getting there. And then I would come in and try to guess what it was.
Oh, that is interesting.
And so she had done a pour of Eagle Rare, and I mistook it for a Weeder. I was convinced it was a Weeder.
Amazing.
And it was because it was leaning towards that weeded sweetness. Now, obviously this was a different bottle.
Different
we
bottle,
just
different barrel.
cracked this open. But yeah, so when you said that, kind of leaning towards the Weeder thing, it reminded me of that. And I remember being kind of shocked at how much I legitimately thought it was a weeded bourbon. And I normally would never.
I am getting almond shortbread big time out of this one for sure. And it's there on the Buffalo Trace, but it's very light.
The Eagle Rare is richer Like that sweetness is a little more
sweeter. This one is more cotton candy sweet, maybe not as much as some bourbons, but this one's sweeter for me.
Yeah, this one's a little darker.
It is.
Like there's sweetness there, but it's kind of a darker sweetness.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, I think it does. But yeah, definitely. I think that's interesting that you're kind of having the same experience that I did that one night.
I think so.
When I had it blind, and I agree with you. It's definitely got that vibe to it. This
Almond
bottle does.
shortbread notes. That's interesting.
Yeah, but
almost toasted marshmallow without some of the sweetness, but it's got the toast, the char, and the crunchy sugar.
I really hope this comes back, or like some of the hype dies down, because this is a good,
It's a great one.
Anytime sipper. You know, it's not overly proofed. If you want something that's a little lower in proof, you don't want maybe you want to be able to have a couple and not get quite that much of a buzz off of it. You know, just opposed to drinking something north of 100 proof.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I have to admit something. This could be one.
It's okay, Greg. You can say you're in a safe place.
Safe place. This could be one of my favorite bourbons ever.
Yeah, it's good.
If you factor in the price, availability, which a couple years ago I bought a few of these, so availability is 100% because I've got like 8 of them in my basement.
Yeah.
But once those are gone, they're gone. Maybe it won't be quite as available.
Yeah.
But good proof point. It's a little low, but it's good. Love the flavor. And for me, the look of the bottle.
I love the bottle.
I love the bottle.
Yeah.
This to me is the reaching up to the top shelf to have the good bourbon tonight. You know what I mean? Not just the regular everyday bourbon. This is where I go when I want a drink of the good bourbon.
And you have some rare, expensive bourbons on your shelf.
Yep. And sometimes you don't want to like finish that bottle because you don't want it to be gone. This one, because I have several, I'm okay with drinking it, you know, a little bit more than some of the others. And so this is my, kind of celebration for a good week or whatever kind of bourbon.
And it's not even that it's like the most crazy high quality rare bourbon, but it is getting more and more rare, but it's just good quality.
It's a good bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This is kind of like a treat bourbon. Now, if it was available everywhere for the $35 or whatever, it's still it's got a nice...
It's a good bourbon. Yeah.
Quality to it. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about Eagle Rare, except for the fact that it's
hard to find
now. So,
yep.
But maybe that's different in different parts of the country. Like you said at the beginning,
to be honest,
each took a vacation. The first liquor store I went into to go just buy we were on a road trip, so I have a bottle of whiskey for at night at the hotel to kind of carry with me through the whole trip, and it's like there's Eagle Rare for $40.
Yeah, totally. Same thing in Montana.
Yeah. So, well, if you can find these, definitely pick one up. Super worth it. Great gift whiskey.
Oh, totally.
Because even if it's it's a lower proof, but I kind of feel like anybody can drink it. Like even if you're more experienced, you're still gonna like it because it's got great flavors. If you're a little less experienced, you're still gonna like it because it's not a hammer to the face with proof, but there's still a lot of good flavor to it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, Eagle Rare and a little guest appearance by Buffalo Trace on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Do you think we should say it's terrible? That way nobody buys it?
I mean, I think we probably have that much influence for sure.
Well, yeah.
We're pushing 240 subscribers at this point.